Hi, welcome back to Creative Faith with McKenna. I'm McKenna, so today I want to talk about all of the things you need for your office. Some are needs, some are wants, most are wants, but this is what this video is going to be about. I will have some links for Amazon products in the description. Keep in mind, I haven't bought any of these. I'm just trying to make it easier for you to find things that you might want to buy. It's just easier for some people to have a link rather than having to go to Amazon and search things up. I am in Canada though, so it is .ca and you'll have to convert it to .com if you're in America. The first one on the list, a desk mat, is essential for, well, not aesthetics, but it does add to making your space look prettier, but it's also a good idea to avoid ring marks on your actual desk. It acts as a barrier between the surface of your desk that you don't want to get dirty and everything that you have on your desk. So that's really helpful. It kind of also replaces the need for a mouse pad because it kind of acts as a mouse pad on its own. So that's kind of nice to have as well. They come in all sorts of different sizes and colors and models. There's even ones that if you have a corner desk, like an L-shaped desk, there's even ones for that. So a desk mat is really helpful. I think a desk vacuum is really helpful because it's just small and compact. You just press a button and it turns on and vacuums whatever crumbs were from something that you were eating, or maybe you were sharpening some pencil crayons. I don't know what you do at your office or your desk, but having a tiny desk vacuum is actually more useful than you'd think. Obviously, you want your desk to be organized or your office to be organized, so why not get some desk organizers? They can be for your drawers. Some of them sit actually on the desk part, or you can just have some underneath. I know that IKEA has some drawers organizers and stuff. There's so many different types of desk organizers that you can get, and that would be helpful. Knowing the time is really helpful, so I suggest that you get a clock for your office, whether it's one that sits on your desk like an alarm clock that you'd have on your nightstand, or I know that there's some that project onto the wall, or having a wall clock actually on the wall like for your office. Whatever kind of clock you're going for, there's different types, so I think that's really helpful to know the time in your office when you're working. When you need a piece of paper to write something down, you don't have one, so a notepad is really helpful. Sticky notes are just good to have little reminders around your workspace, so sticky notes and notepads are really important for your office. This isn't essential, but a diffuser is nice and it makes the space feel more calming and enjoyable and just, I don't know, it's just nice to have a diffuser. You can add some scent to your diffuser, or you can just have it blow water into the air. So a diffuser is just nice to have in your office. A calendar is a must for the office because making appointments, knowing what days you're free, like especially for a work office, is really important. A calendar is an important part of your life at the best of times, and so I think that you make a lot of your appointments in your office and schedule times to do things, and I don't know, just having a calendar in there is important so that you can know what times you're free to make plans with people. Alternatively, if you're not social, it's also just good to have a calendar to write important due dates for work projects or even school assignments, so that's just also a really good idea for having a calendar. I saw these wood block calendars on Amazon and they're super cute and they're just more aesthetic, though you do have to change it from day to day, but it's worth it because it's so cute. Or you can just go with like a desk calendar or a wall calendar, whatever you want to go with. Fake plants, believe it or not, but it makes the area feel so much better. Like, it makes green plants, even if they're not real, it just adds so much life to the room, and I feel like you need that, especially if your office is in the basement. You feel a lot more closed off from your family, and it's just nice to have plants and to get like some life in your office. So I really suggest getting some fake plants. I have this eucalyptus hanging out of a pink pot. I got them from IKEA and it's just really nice to have in my room at college. So it's just fake plants, or even like a fake tree is really nice to have. Headphones are important to block out noise, but also if you want to work on something in your office, it's just nice to have headphones. These are pink ones that I have, and they're really nice because they're from Soundcore, and they're just, I mean, they might look a little bit funky, but I love them. They come in pink and other colors like black and navy blue or stuff like that. And they work really well. I like them because they're noise canceling, so they're just, they work well for whatever needs I have when I want to wear some headphones, and headphones are just nice for the office. This is really important because in your office, my guess is you have a computer, and this stuff on your computer is important. Otherwise, you wouldn't have one. So I think it's really important to have a power bar that is a surge protecting power bar. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it's a power bar that won't hurt the information on your computer if something happens, like if there's a surge of electricity and it burns out your computer. That doesn't happen with a surge protecting power bar or whatever, so that's important to have in your office too. For the coffee lovers or just hot drinkers, it's important to have a mug warmer because it keeps your coffee warm or your tea warm or even hot chocolate warm. So that's just really important to have in your office, and it's just, there's so many on Amazon that you can get, so I suggest having one of those. If you're a planner, it's important to have a lot of pens and a planner. I don't use those particularly, but I know that a lot of people love to have those little planners that look like notebooks, and they just plan out everything. They have their to-do list for the day, and if you're that person, it's important to have that in your office so that you can think, what do I need to do today? And then also to have the pens that you need to write it down and to make it look pretty so that you actually are going to do that stuff today. I've seen these office footrests for under the desk, and I personally haven't tried one, but I think it's kind of a cool idea to have something to put your feet on underneath your desk other than just the floor. And I don't know, it's just, they say it's comfortable. I have no personal experience with it, but I thought I'd suggest it anyways. This isn't necessarily just for your office, but it's something I'd consider you would keep in your office. A label maker is important because you have things all over your house that you need to label. If you are a family that labels your food so that people don't eat it, it's important to have that too, and it's a lot easier than writing down your name on paper and then taping it to whatever the food is that you don't want people to eat. So I guess in that sense, it'd be better to keep your label maker in the kitchen, but whatever you use it for, if a label maker sounds like a good idea for you, go ahead and get one. Everyone has an iPhone, and a lot of people have an iPad. So I use my iPhone holder all the time, and it's great. It would be great for the office. It is pink though, so you have to think about if you want that color. I really love this one because it moves slightly, so you can tilt the way the phone is sitting on the surface of the stand, and I just really like it because you can also charge your phone when it's in the stand. You can have it horizontal or you can have it vertical, and I use this stand a lot. So it's really helpful to have. In terms of an iPad, I have this magnetic iPad holder. I don't use it a lot, but if you're the type of person that loves to have their iPad on their desk and they use it all the time there, it's nice to have your iPad just accessible just on a stand, like it's just there ready to use. The only downside with this is that you can't have a case on your iPad, so you have to, it's helpful if you have multiple iPads and you have one for your office that you keep there, because then you're not taking that iPad elsewhere, and it can just stay caseless on the magnetic stand. So that's the only downfall with this stand. I saw these cute desk plaques on Amazon, and they're just kind of funny. You don't need it, but it's kind of funny because it's just a cute little title it's kind of like what you'd see at the principal's office. It's like Principal Smith, but it's fun title for you, and it's just a cute little decoration plaque that you can put on your desk. And if it's not even an office from home, you can just keep it in your work office, and it's just kind of cute. A tote bag is kind of nice to have, especially if you don't work from home, if you have to go into the office and there's a specific few items you want to take back with you, but they don't fit in your purse or whatever. You can have a tote bag that's specifically for taking things back and forth from home to work, and I think that's just a really nice idea. I got this one for Christmas and I love it because it's such a cute color, and it's corduroy, so it's just really soft and it's velvety, and I like it. So it's really big too. It holds a lot, and it's got a zipper, so you can zip it closed and nothing will fall out. Having a tote bag for when you have to go into the office is a great idea. Cables, everyone has them. So cable holders is a good idea. There's a lot of different kinds. There's ones that are multi, so you can put a bunch of different cables through them. Then there's other ones that are just singular. I know that there's even some that sit on your desk. It's just a block and it sits on your desk, but it's magnetic, so you just attach all your cables there. I don't know how I feel about that because cables just tend to fall off anyways, but whatever you want to go for, having a cable organizer is a good idea. Ones that you can just feed your cables through so they're just not all over the floor. It's just nice to have that for your office. A 3-tier rolling cart is awesome in any room. Like I love those. They're so useful. Everyone has one. But having that for your office is great because you can just keep the stuff that you don't want to keep in your desk or that you don't have other organizational room for in the cart. Or you can even just it can be a snack cart for your office, like whatever you want to put in the cart. You've got 3 levels to do it. So I just kind of love the idea of a 3-tier cart. You can get them from Michael's or Amazon, wherever. They're really easy to find. There's so many colors, and I just think that's an awesome addition to your office. This last item is especially useful for those of you that have a computer chair with rolly wheels on it and a hardwood floor in your office, because you don't want to wreck your floor by scratching it all over, and it's just different than having your computer chair on tiles. So I feel like it's important to have some sort of barrier between so you don't scratch your wooden floor. So in this case, I would suggest having a clear, transparent mat for the floor so that you can have your computer chair on the hardwood floor, but it's not touching the hardwood floor because there's a barrier between. That or a carpet, whatever you kind of feel like. I feel like a carpet is more, it completes the room more. If you want to go with something a little bit more cheap that will still protect the floor, go with one of those clear, transparent mats. These are all the things I would suggest you having for your office. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!